Hey guys, Mike here, and today I'm going to talk about something pretty personal to myself, and that is this idea of perfection. So before getting on the video today, I thought to myself, all week actually, what am I going to make a video about? And I have over 300, maybe closer to 500 ideas in my spreadsheet. Actually have a spreadsheet for all of my video ideas, and I looked at all of them and I got overwhelmed with this idea of making each of them perfect before I release them. And I tend to do the same thing with game development and with all of my art. And I was thinking to myself, maybe I should just make a video about that. So that's what we're doing today. And so let's get started, right? So maybe you struggle with this yourself. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're perfect already. Maybe you don't have any fears or regrets about the progress and the path your art has taken. But I, for one, and I know many of you have this struggle. So the idea of being perfect when we're creating art, our modern generation, they don't want perfection, right? The Gen Z, right? And my generation as well. I'm a millennial, Gen X, Gen Z. If there's a Gen Y in there somewhere, I'm not really sure how that goes. Well, even making this video now for you, I'm going off the cuff entirely. I have zero script today. And I'm doing this on purpose to show you that you don't need to be perfect in order to make progress. So instead of holding back and preventing yourself from doing anything whatsoever until you have the idea perfectly formulated in like a keep note or on paper in a document, or if your spreadsheets are all perfect, the thing you need to know is that people will be encouraged by you in your art and they'll see God through your imperfection. It is good to have excellence, but that doesn't mean the same thing as being perfect. Perfection is actually an impossibility. And the more we try to be perfect, the less we represent Christ. Because it's a facade, right? And it's something we can never truly obtain. Not really. And that's because we can't be perfect on this earth and in this flesh. We're always going to be imperfect. And so to try to be perfect, it flies right in the face of everything that Jesus came to do. If we want to put our best selves forward, that's fine. But if we don't want anyone to see the rough edges, I think that is a recipe for disaster. It forces people to think of Jesus as someone who wants us to be without flaws. And I think that is the opposite. Jesus said, "Come as you are." I didn't pull up any Bible verses today. As I said, this is all just off the cuff. So I do, however, want to talk to you about some ways that you can start making progress towards your goals and ways that you can actually start to feel confidence in your art journey. And that is to do something, do anything, right? You may have all these ideas and you may even want to execute them in a specific order, but I would encourage you just to reach in the hat and grab something, pull it out and just do it. You can always revisit that idea years down the line. You can always make it over again in a better way, but I would encourage you instead to use art as more of a journal. Because if you do that, then I feel that not only will you start to understand yourself better as an artist, but you'll also understand God better, because using art as a means of creative discovery, a discovery of God's character, and then sharing that with others, I think that people will get a lot more value out of the genuine nature of what you're creating. So there's this thing called the Pareto principle, and the 80-20 rule, some of you may have heard of it as, and that is that if you do, or it's actually the 20-80 rule, excuse me. See, I'm doing it backwards in my head. 20% of what you do produces 80% of the results. Okay, and I suppose by that same logic, 80% of what you do produces 20%, but I'm not sure if that's accurate. Let's stick with the principle itself. So 20% of what you do produces 80% of the results. Choosing the right 20% is the goal, okay? So if you're going to do anything today, if you're going to sit down and create a 3D model, but you want it to be perfect, no, just start doing something. Pick the fundamentals, and I think Tim Ferriss also had this in his rule for deconstructing any skill. You choose 20% of the most essential knowledge and discipline for that practice, so to speak. And then if you hammer that, you do it over and over again, then you eventually get good enough to where people say, hey, that's actually really good. But you haven't done more than 20%. This also applies to language, learning different languages. 20% of all of the grammatical rules or words actually produce 80% of your ability to speak that language casually, at least. This applies across the board. So with that being said, I'd encourage you today to take a few minutes just to write down in a note or something like that 20% of the fundamentals of what you feel you need to learn in order to accomplish what it is you want to accomplish. And then just do that. And stop having analysis paralysis like I do. Just freaking do it. Get in front of the computer or in front of the piece of paper or whatever it is you're doing, and just start working. And from there, you can do something. Some people say that how do you know a good game? A good game is a game that's finished. Well, I believe that. I know that we aim for excellence to show that God is excellent, and we reflect Him through our excellence, our desire to be excellent. But that, again, means in no way being perfect. And to attempt to be perfect before you do anything, you'll be dead before you get anything done. I'm just being real with you. So instead, just do something. And yeah, I didn't have a lot to say today. I wanted to make kind of a shorter video for you guys since the last couple of videos have been 15 minutes long. But I just wanted to make this YouTube channel something where I was just being transparent about my own journey and taking you along with me during that exploration, because that's exactly what we're talking about today. Anyway, love you guys. Give the video a like, subscribe if you would, please. I'm being consistent as I promised with you, so please show some love. And I'll probably put out another video this week. I have some things that are going on that I want to cover, and you'll have to wait and see what those are. So stay tuned. Love you. Peace out.